if you're like me, you've probably read hundreds of self-help books, but your life isn't changing. It's like you're over-consuming self-help, and you know like the ideas are great, but you just can't get it to work in your life. If that's you, this video is going to help you because I'm going to show you how to read and learn from self-help books in a way that actually improves your life. But first, who am I? My name is Faith, and my goal is to help aspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and high achievers reach their goals by teaching you how to take action, stay consistent, and make your goals happen. Alright, in this video, we're talking about how to read the self-help book. And really, how to learn from a self-help book so that your life will change. And it's not hard. It just comes down to understanding first how we learn, how you learn, and two, understanding the two different types of self-help books and how to structure your reading so that you'll actually learn something from it. So first, before we even get into how to read the self-help book, we have to understand how to learn. Because once you understand how to learn, the advice I give you won't seem so crazy, and hopefully you'll take it. Because I'm telling you, this will work. You will learn from repetition. Repetition. How did you learn your name? Did somebody just call you your name and then you knew it automatically? No. You learn your name because your parents, your family, everybody called you that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until it got into your head, until you had it. You heard it so many times that it just became you. That's your name. And think about a dog. When you teach a dog how to sit, do you just teach a dog how to sit once and then you're done? Or do you repeatedly get to sit over and over and over and over and over again until now sit it just does it? So what this means is if you want to learn something, you have to repeat that thing. You have to hear it over and over and over again so that it will eventually make a change in your life. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to talk about the two types of self-help books. There's one type called a practical book. Practical books are books that they have exercises in them that you have to go through, and it takes time. Think about books like Atomic Habits, 100 Million Leads, or How to Win Friends and Influence People. These books are practical. They tell you things that you gotta do in real life to get the benefits from it. That's the first type of book. The second is mindset books. These are books that aren't really, they do offer some advice that you can use in real life, but it really comes down to changing your mindset. They're not giving you exercises to do. They're just telling you things that can improve your mindset. Think about books like Born Rich, The Compound Effect, The Slight Edge, Think and Grow Rich, books like that. These are books that don't really give you specific exercises to do, but they feed new information to your head that changes your mindset. Now, so, like we said, there are two books, practical books and mindset books. And if you want to read a self-help book, you have got to understand which book you are reading. Is it practical or mindset? If it's practical, this is what you do. This will help you get so much more out of that book. Because if you're like me, what I usually do is just read those books and then go to the next one. No more. If you're reading a practical book, schedule 1 hour out of your day to dedicate to that book and doing the exercises as they come up. So you want to be very structured about this. You don't want to just read it and then just go do the exercises and like you don't do it. You just read it and you tell yourself you'll get back to the exercises later, but you never do. No, you want to have literally a dedicated time to read that practical self-help book. And when you come to exercise, just stop reading. Even if you only read 3 pages and now you have an exercise, stop reading it because you have an entire hour dedicated to this book. So take that time to do the exercise. Now, obviously, this means you're not going to be able to read that book like this, like that, you know? It's going to take time for you. That's okay. That's why I suggest if you're reading a practical self-help book, only read a practical self-help book one at a time. So if you're reading Atomic Habits, I would say focus only on that book until you've completed it and gone do all the exercises before you go on to another book like 100 Million Leads. Because they're going to be exercises that takes you time. Now, if you follow that, you will literally go through every practical self-help book you read, and they will literally impact your life because you'll now be doing exercises it takes. You won't be rushing through it. You won't feel like, okay, let me go ahead and get this done and get to the next book. No, instead, you're going to be saying, okay, I'm going to have 1 hour a day to focus on this book and do exercises that come up, and you'll actually benefit from it rather than just speeding through it. You're forcing yourself to slow down and actually do what the book tells you to do so you can learn. Now, if you're reading a mindset book, it's different. You want to read that book over and over and over and over and over again. That same book. That same book. And I know this sounds crazy because it's so ingrained in us to read something and then think, okay, let's find the next new thing. Okay, read this. Now the next new thing. And we don't think about how we could just literally reread what we just read. Especially if that book you read impacted you and really changed how you thought. Why would you not reread it? It's because we don't understand how learning works. We don't understand that learning is all about repetition. how often you hear the same things over and over and over again until it becomes a part of you, until it becomes your identity. And when you're reading these mindset books, they're literally trying to change a part of you. But the only way for them to do that, to succeed, is if you read that book over and over and over and over again. The same book until you feel like you've really got it. The greats all do this. Like, I have literally listened to Born Rich for 3 months straight. 3 months straight. I have not listened to anything new. Well, I have, but like, I have consistently listened to Born Rich for 3 months straight. And I'm telling you, I am still learning new things. I'm still learning new things. Now, the great thing about mindset books is you can read more than one at the same time. With practical books, I wouldn't say read more than one, but with mindset books, you can. As long as you're rereading what you're doing. So right now, I'm rereading The Slight Edge, Failing Forward, and Born Rich. And what happens is, I just cycle through those books and just read through some pages every single day. But really, I'm not reading the pages, I'm listening to it because I have my audiobook. But the same thing applies. Those are 3 books I have been reading this entire month. Just over and over and over again. But the more I repeat those same things you're saying to me, the more those ideas are sinking deeper into me, and it's actually changing how I think, changing how I behave, and changing the results I'm getting in life. And the same thing will apply to you if you let yourself reread those books over and over and over again. Hopefully that made sense. But there's really only 2 types of self-help books: practical and mindset. And if you just dedicate 1 hour every day to reading practical books and going to do exercises and taking your time with it, because practical books take time because literally you have to do stuff in your life to get the benefits from it. And then mindset books, you just listen to it or read it over and over and over and over again. You will literally start to learn way more from self-help books than you ever did before. And even better, your life will start to change because you'll literally be learning instead of reading and then going to the next book without really absorbing what you just read. No, you're going to be rereading it and reading it and reading it and gaining so much more. Alright, so hopefully that made sense. And remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I will see you later.